The Phantom of the Opera House. Welcome, friends, to Horror Tales, where every story sends chills down your spine. Tonight, we take you to the heart of Paris, France, to the Grand Palais Garnier Opera House, where a phantom is said to haunt the shadows. Listen to The Phantom of the Opera House, and brace yourself for a tale that will haunt your dreams. The Palais Garnier Opera House in Paris is a masterpiece of architecture, but beneath its glittering chandeliers lies a dark legend. In the 1880s, a disfigured composer named Eric lived in the catacombs beneath the opera house. Eric, known as the Phantom, was a musical genius but a tormented soul. He fell in love with a young soprano, Christine, and terrorized the opera house to make her a star. When Christine rejected him for another man, Eric's rage led to a tragic fire that killed dozens, including himself. Since then, the phantom spirit is said to haunt the opera house, seeking revenge on those who dare to perform on his stage. The story begins with Elise, a 27-year-old violinist, who joined the Palais Garnier Orchestra in May 2025. Elise had dreamed of playing in the opera house since she was a child, but her excitement turned to dread when she heard the whispers about the phantom. Her best friend, Marie, a soprano, warned her, "Don't play on the anniversary of the fire, Elise. That's when the phantom wakes." Elise laughed it off, thinking it was just a story to scare new performers. On the night of the fire's anniversary, the orchestra was set to perform the magic flute. Elise felt a strange unease as she tuned her violin in the empty auditorium. The air was cold, and the shadows seemed to move. As the performance began, Elise played beautifully, but during a quiet passage, she heard a faint whisper, "You shouldn't be here." She looked around, but no one else seemed to notice. The whisper grew louder, turning into a growl, "This is my stage." Elise's heart raced, but she kept playing, thinking it was her imagination. Midway through the performance, the lights flickered, and a chandelier above the stage began to sway. The audience gasped, but the conductor signaled to continue. Then, Elise saw him, a shadowy figure in the balcony, wearing a black cloak and a white mask that covered half his face. His eyes glowed with a fiery rage, and he pointed at her. A cold wind swept through the auditorium, and the chandelier crashed onto the stage, narrowly missing Elise. The audience screamed and fled, but Elise froze, her violin still in hand. The phantom descended from the balcony, his cloak billowing as if carried by an invisible wind. His face was grotesque, scarred and melted from the fire, with one eye missing, oozing black blood. He held a noose in his hand, the same one he'd used to hang his rivals in life. He hissed, "You played my music, now you'll join me in the dark." Elise screamed as the noose flew toward her, wrapping around her neck on its own. She clawed at it, gasping for air, as the phantom's laughter echoed through the opera house. Marie, who had been backstage, ran to Elise and pulled a small rosary from her pocket, a gift from her grandmother. She pressed it against the noose and prayed aloud. The phantom shrieked, his form dissolving into smoke. The noose fell to the ground, and Elise collapsed, sobbing. But as the smoke cleared, the walls of the opera house began to tremble. From the shadows, dozens of spirits emerged, the victims of the fire, their faces burned and twisted, their hands reaching for Elise and Marie.
Elise grabbed Marie's hand, and they ran for the exit. The spirits chased them, their screams deafening, their burned hands clawing at the air. The girls burst out of the opera house and into the streets of Paris, the spirits vanishing at the threshold. Elise never returned to the Palais Garnier after that night. But every time she plays her violin, she hears a faint whisper, "This is my stage." And sometimes, in the corner of her eye, she sees a shadow wearing a white mask, watching her from the darkness. So, friends, do you think Elise should ever play at the Palais Garnier again? Share your thoughts and your own chilling tales in the comments. If you liked this story, hit like, share, and subscribe to Horror Tales. Check out our new playlist Haunted Theaters for more terrifying tales, link in the description. Until the next nightmare, stay safe, because the phantom never forgets.